Okay, so to make a task, it is recording now. Go to your dashboard. Only the community managers or shop managers can make tasks, by the way. So when you go to your dashboard, you can view all the tasks from the website by going to shop tasks in your dashboard right here. Clicking on that will show you all of them. But also, if you go to the shop that you manage under your responsibilities on your dashboard, click it, let's say wood shop in this case. And then up at the top, you will see two new selections here, shop tasks to view all the tasks on your shop, or create task. And this is also where you can sort these to determine the order in which they show up on the kiosk. So let's put fix the woodshop tool down beneath assisted the woodshop manager. And that will resort it. Looks like I got a little error here to fix, but I'll work on that. This is still new, so create task. Oh, that might be why I'm not logged in apparently. Okay, there we go. Successfully resorted. Supposedly, I'll work on that. Create task. If you click on that, you can then make tasks for your shop. It defaults to selecting your shop. And say, picked up scrap wood is the task name. If you want, if the title of the task is not descriptive enough, you can put pages upon pages of description right here, though I recommend keeping it as concise as possible because people will be reading it at the kiosk. And whether or not this task can be completed, whether or not it repeats, which I'll talk about in a second, and whether or not to notify you via email when someone marks it as completed. So if it cannot be completed, then these won't do anything. If it can be completed, which completed means, say, clean the toilet, right? Let's say that task happens. So when someone's done, we don't need someone else to clean the toilet immediately unless it's, say, been a week or been a few days, however, whatever frequency we decide on. And then we would say repeats every, let's say, 3 days. So once someone marks it as completed, this will not be on the kiosk available for selection anymore until 3 days have passed, and then it shows back up again. So that is what repeats means, which you can also select days, weeks, months, or years.
Can you clarify again, cannot be completed? What does that mean?
That means if this is checked, then when someone marks time towards this task, there is not going to be an option for that volunteer to say, mark it as completed, which means it would go away from the kiosk.
A good example there would be staffing.
Yeah.
We never complete staffing. You just do it for now and somebody else does it later.
Yep. But something that would be marked as completed would be, for example, take out all the trash. Maybe we want that to repeat every 3 days or every week. So that would be something they could mark as complete and check it off when they are at the kiosk. Notify when completed means if they do mark a task that can be completed as complete, then it will email the shop manager of that task to let them know it's been completed. I figure most things probably won't be using this, but it is an option in case people want it. And if you're in here, you can also delete your tasks. If you go to shop tasks, go in the list, click one, you can edit it or delete the task and view all the progress that's been done to this task. If you delete the task, it technically is still in the system because people have put time towards it. So we don't want to completely delete that information, but you can always recover a deleted task by going to delete a task, and you will see it in the list here after it's deleted. So that's it. That's how you manage tasks for a shop. And when you do create a task, you can also create tasks for the other shops as well. Keep in mind, make sure that the other shop manager would approve of you doing this before you get too presumptive. But it is an option here. I figured we're all working together, so it's a good idea to, if you see something that really needs to be done in the metal shop, even though you're the wood shop manager, you can make a task for that.
So the admins can't do this? The administrators cannot do this? Only CMs and shop managers?
At the moment, yes, we can open up that permission to administrators as well if we want, but for right now, it's just shop managers and just the CMs.
Okay, well, I'm thinking about, there's a lot of staffing tasks that aren't in there, so, but we can enter them under other, right?
Yeah.
Why would they not be
general-
under staffing, Terry? What are you thinking about?
Well, there
by
is.
the way,
there
since
is
we're
no-
recording,
there
I
is
think
no
I should
shop-
probably
there-
end it.
There is no shop for staffers, okay? The restrictions they put on is that only staffers and CMs can add or delete a task. But if somebody's checking out, Kyle has allowed that if you worked on something else, say you swept the stairs, and it's not on the task list, you can say, I swept the stairs. Correct, Kyle?
Correct.
You double task, you go all the way to the bottom like you did before. So anything else, you can just put it in there, right?
Yes,
Worked on a task, okay.
that
So
is in
that's
the
what we'll
list.
do
correct.
for now, Don, and if it becomes an issue where, the staffers or the administrators feel they want this, need this ability, I guess we can add it later, is what Kyle's saying. Is what I said correct, Kyle? I'm sorry.
I don't fully understand, to be honest, what you mean. Um,
Right now, the only ones who can create a task or delete a task
Uh-huh.
is a CM or a shop manager. That's what you said.
Correct, yes.
Okay. So if I'm not a shop manager and I'm not a CM, and one of the guys says, well, I swept the floor, or I did this and it's not on the list, say, okay, go down to the bottom and just add it to the list.
Yes, in that case, yeah. However, I did try to make some catch-all ones like other housekeeping, for example,
Yeah.
just to try to make it to where we have as little of that as possible. However, if they do run into a situation where it's not in here, absolutely, yeah, they can use
Okay.
the,
All right. I just
other-
want to make sure that the rest of us are covered so that we can tell people where to add their tasks, because it'll come up during the staffing operation, okay?
I'm pretty sure I made 90% of these tasks just to get us started.
Yeah.
And what I did is I did all the ones I could think of, and then I went out through all the time that's been recorded currently towards just normal
Wow.
volunteer hours and see what people described and made it a task.
Well, that's great. That's great. You probably got all the bases covered then.
As many as I could think to. And yeah, if we see people clicking the other button and describing similar things, we'll make a new task for it eventually,
Right.
So this
Got
will
it.
grow over time.
Yep.